Good day, everybody, and welcome to this new episode on my Malaysian property video series on YouTube. Thank you to all of you who have been watching my YouTube series. We have seen a lot of strong response recently, and today we're going to cover a topic that a lot of people ask, and maybe I should try and answer it today, which is what price should R&F Princess Cove be when the MRT linking Singapore to JB is completed in 2026? So as many of you know, I am a big supporter that if you want to buy JB today, R&F Princess Cove is your top choice, especially if you want something near MRT, and this MRT is part of the Singapore MRT network, right? And I've been recommending this project a couple of times in my previous videos, and whenever I meet people, people ask me what to buy. This is the first project that I recommend. And a lot of people ask me, so Ryan, if I buy R&F Princess Cove, whether as an investment or whether as a property, doesn't matter. What kind of price should I expect R&F Princess Cove to be especially when the MRT is completed in 3 years from now, which is end of 2026, right? And we struggle to come into an answer sometimes because the problem is the JB property market, the condo market especially, didn't do very well in the past few years, so there's not a lot of reference we can use to. R&F Princess Cove, one thing good is probably the only condo in JB that didn't lose money, right? A lot of condo in JB lose money, but this condo in JB probably the only one where you see price go up, right? And the other thing why I like R&F Princess Cove, of course, is proximity to MRT. Today, if you go to R&F, this is probably one of the only project where you can have a sheltered, covered walkway to the MRT station going back to Singapore in the future, right? And it's also an integrated development with a shopping mall downstairs. In the future, there'll be hotels, and today there's also an existing opera house where there's cultural shows and things like that. So it's good in a sense because the project is big. Developer will continue to add value, right? And you can even walk to places like City Square nearby. And of course, if you're in JB City Centre, you can take a Grab to anywhere like KSL or other parts of JB that people like to go, right, for 10 ringgit or less, right? And it's fairly accessible to many parts of JB. But most importantly, of course, is the proximity to the current immigration and proximity to the MRT in coming up in to Singapore, right? When you're part of the Singapore MRT network, right, this is what I'm trying to tell you, right? This MRT is not just any MRT station. This MRT will be operated by SMRT. Yeah, part of the Singapore MRT network. You're as good as buying a condo next to MRT station in Singapore. You get what I mean? And this is where I feel that a lot of people in the market, they still undervalue R&F as a result of this, because it says, oh, Johor, Malaysia, or don't buy. But because you are next to a Singapore MRT station, a Singapore connected MRT station, right? So what should the price be? So in today's video, we're going to try and answer that question. Uh, Make an educated guess, right? Of course, what I'm doing here are some theories. You cannot take it at 100% that this will happen, right? This is not a prediction. We're just trying to do an estimation of what prices could be in the years to come when R&F is completed. Try to make some educated calculation, right? So of course, this is not a crystal ball. Don't take it that it will happen 100%, right? It's just a way let's try and put out in a mathematical formula. And a credit to Mr. Chia. I think this customer I met on Monday this week, he gave me some idea that we should do this kind of stuff. We should try and calculate out what the fair value of R&F Princess Cove should be, and he gave some idea on how the thought process should be. So credit to him. So I'm making this video. Also thank you to his inspiration. Okay, so let's start with some formula on how we should do this. Okay, the first way to compare what R&F Princess Cove should be priced is we compare to condos in Singapore. So if I pull up this chart showing you the different condo prices in Singapore versus R&F Princess Cove. So R&F Princess Cove today on average is about Sing dollars 280 per square foot, and you have all these other condos in Singapore. I put a random range, right, of both newish as well as a bit older condos in Singapore, just to give you an idea. So R&F Princess Cove is $280, right? Park Rosewood here is actually in Woodlands, so Park Rosewood is 1,003. So Woodlands being the nearest condo, 1309 Park Rosewood PSF, and you can see Caspian in Jurong East, Riverfront in Hougang Sengkang area, Treasure at Tampines is in Tampines, Park Clematis is in Clementi, Sky Habitat Bishan, D'Leedon is in Farrer Road area, and Sentosa and so on, and Echelon, this is in Redhill, right, and Marina Bay, of course, in downtown near the District 9 itself, the Perfect 10. So you can see the price difference is quite big, right? How do we compare, right, in using these prices which are as of November? So if I assume that Princess Cove should be half, 50% discount. Let's assume a 50% discount. If 50% discount to the cheapest one, 50% discount, maybe we should say 600 PSF. So if Princess Cove appreciate to 600 PSF, right, which is a 50% discount to Singapore private condo, roughly 50% to the cheaper suburb Singapore condos, right? I think we are saying 600 PSF for R and Princess Cove because you're near MRT, right? Whereas some of these condos here, a lot of them are not near MRT, right? So let's say if half 50% to Singapore condo, right? Princess Cove can go all the way to 600 PSF, right? Which is a very very big 100% capital gain. We have 114% capital gain, which is huge, right? And maybe we don't know whether that's too optimistic. It could be a bit too optimistic, right? So let's do another way then. Maybe we don't compare to all the condos in Singapore. We just compare to condos, just all the condos in Woodlands. So let's pull up some about just condos in Woodlands. So if I pull up condos in Woodlands here, I have about almost 10 Woodlands condos, right? Most of them, I guess you can see the average per square foot of a Woodlands condo is around 1,000 per square foot, right? From the looks of it. Park Rosewood, North Oaks, Bellywoods, Woodgrove, Woodsville, Forestville, right? So all these, some of them are former EC. So all these, if you add up, roughly, I think looks like around 1,000 per square foot for a Singapore Woodlands condo. Woodlands only, because Woodlands is the nearest to JB, so I assume the nearest competitor is Woodland. So if Woodland is 1,000 PSF, condo to condo, let's assume another 50% discount. So 1,000 PSF, 50% discount is 500 PSF. So 500 PSF means R&F Princess Cove can potentially appreciate 78% capital gain. Wow, 280 to 500 PSF. 78% capital gain. If we just compare to Woodlands condo alone, if we look into a bit detail, these Woodlands condos, actually many of them are not near MRT. So like you see, Park Rosewood is actually, none of them are below 500 meters to an MRT station. A lot of them are also very similar to R&F, where they are about a kilometer-ish, more than 500 meters to a kilometer distance to MRT station, right? Whether Admiralty or Woodlands South or Marsiling or Woodlands MRT, a lot of them are, I mean, under KM still can walk lah, just that it's a bit of a long walk lah, right? And a lot of these I don't know sheltered or not sheltered. I'm not 100% familiar with Woodlands condos, right? And a lot of them are also 99, right? All of them are 99 in fact, and some of the 99 are very old, right? Like 1997, 2000. Most of them, not most of them, all of them are more than 10 years old, right? So the balance lease on these condos are also less than 90 years, right? Compared to R&F, which is a freehold, right? You can see the big price difference here. So if we say 50% discount, right? So we are saying just like what I said earlier, up to 500 PSF if you compare to a Woodlands condo. That being said, I want to point out that actually September this year, CDL did win a Woodlands condo plot, right, in Champions Way. Champions Way, this GLS, this government land sales, is actually quite near Woodlands South MRT, right? If you look at this image here, it's probably what, yeah, maybe under 500 meters, under 500 meters, or quite near. So CDL won this site in Woodlands South. So it's the latest condo to come to Woodlands, and the land price alone is 904 per square foot, right? So that means Singapore condo in Woodlands Woodlands condo will see 2,000 PSF, right? Maybe next year launch, 2024 launch. CDL will have to launch this in the 2,000 per square foot range, really, because of construction costs, and their land cost already 904. Means CDL will launch Woodlands condo at 2,000 PSF. So this Woodlands South MRT, thinking Woodlands South, Woodlands, and Woodlands North, is only 3 MRT stop to JB. 3 MRT stop to JB is already 2,000 PSF compared to R&F, which is 280. So I think this is something to say here, right, in regards of how to compare prices. Another way to compare is we don't compare to condo, we compare to Singapore HDB, right? So if we say Singapore condo to atas rate, so we don't compare to R&F is not condo. Okay, we treat R&F like a HDB. Okay, so if R&F as a condo, compare to Singapore HDB. So let's compare to Singapore HDB, and let's use a Woodlands HDB. And let's go back. We don't want to compare the whole Singapore HDB, right? Otherwise, may not be apple to apple, right? Like earlier, we do only compare to Woodlands HDB. So let's first do the best Woodlands HDB out there, right? What is the best? We know that Woodlands actually have $1 million HDB. So Woodlands estate already have $1 million HDB. So if we pull up the news, we get that the Woodlands HDB, the best HDB in Woodlands, right, was sold for 1.15 million for 1905 square feet jumbo flat, for which is basically 589 PSF, right? Sing dollars 589 PSF. So because it's HDB, let's apply a smaller discount. So let's say 20% discount. So 20% discount, you get 471 PSF Sing, which means that R&F can potentially appreciate 68% capital gain, which is still quite a lot, yeah. If you use a 20% discount, right? If you need to have 50% discount, apply 50% discount again, then only R&F is the market value of 280 you get, right? So, but if you use 20% discount, right, you get 68% capital gain for R&F, compared to a best HDB in Woodlands, which is this jumbo flat that sold for 1.15 million. If we use the median HDB flat prices, and I'm going to use 4-room flat, let's say 4-room flats in Woodlands, the median is 498,000. So median means we don't care the age. It could be a new HDB, 94 years left. It could be an older HDB built 10, 20, 30 years ago. So the median HDB 4-room flat in Singapore is 498,000. And what is the size of a median HDB? So let's put up some statistics. We get roughly 1,000 square foot. I think 900 plus 1,000 square foot seems to be the average. So let's use 1,001, right? Be conservative. So the latest size, right, the 4A, and then we get 497 PSF. So the average median 4-room HDB in Woodlands is 497 PSF. We apply a 20% discount again, we get 397 PSF Sing dollars. So at 397 PSF Sing dollars, this represents a 41% capital gain upside for R&F, 41% in 3 years plus. Okay, so also still quite hefty. So conservatively, so let's summarize. Conservatively, if I were to use median HDB in Woodlands, median, okay, HDB Woodlands with a 20% discount, I get a very conservative 397 PSF for R&F in Sing dollars, or ringgit is 1369 PSF. That's a 41% capital gain. If I'm optimistic and I compare with condos in Singapore, I can potentially hit up to 600 PSF, right, which is around 2,000 ringgit. Ringgit PSF, right, which is 100% capital gain. Now, I think this exercise has shown me, now I'll probably shown you also, viewers of this video, that basically the potential of what R&F Princess Cove can be, because R&F Princess Cove is a freehold condo project. Is a freehold condo project next to an upcoming MRT that is linked to the Singapore MRT network. This is where the big potential upside is, right? And while we cannot say for certain what will that price be, I hope this video in 3-4 years from now we can see what the actual results will be. Definitely R&F today, this price cannot remain. It has really gone up one round after the border opened after COVID, and it will very likely, I think 100%, I mean it's common sense, right? Is that it will go up again when the MRT going to Singapore complete. How much it go up, right, is the question. And in this video, we can say that conservatively, 41% goes up 41%. Optimistically go up over 100%, right? So based on current Singapore prices here, right? And I think that is a very healthy capital upside, regardless of how you look at it, whether you're conservative or optimistic, right? And I think this is the reason why we see a lot of investor buying into R&F Princess Cove today. Of course, R&F Princess Cove is also very useful for those retirees, who want to buy something in JB to reduce their cost of living, something near to Singapore. And also today is very, very popular also with all the Malaysians who are working in Singapore, who are trying to escape the high prices, the high rental in Singapore, high property prices in Singapore. So we see a lot of Malaysians buying there as well. So this is the logic, right? I hope you found this video entertaining and give you some idea what the potential is. If you are interested to buy R&F Princess Cove, do contact me, and I am an agent for R&F Princess Cove, and we are selling very well, and I can arrange a site viewing for you. We show you phase 1, probably sales gallery, all the show flats, explain to you in detail what available units, prices, packages, whether you're Singaporean or Malaysian. Actually, prices are the same, right, regardless. And we can arrange a transportation as well for you from Singapore to JB and back, and I will personally be there to explain to you how these things work. So if you're keen, do contact me at my numbers below, 81261626, or feel free to reach out to me in the description of this YouTube video, or leave a comment, right? I'll answer questions, right? Or if you feel today's video, my my calculation or my math is wrong, I'm too optimistic, I'm too pessimistic, I didn't see certain factors in my video, do point out to me. I'm happy to have feedback from you guys on how we should calculate what is the price for R&F Princess Cove. But I think, generally speaking, I think there's a lot of potential capital upside here based on this alone. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like our content on YouTube, do like, share, subscribe with your friends, and watch out for more video content from me. And thank you very much, and bye bye.